yourself.
Let me tell you who got the best of Jey Uso. Let me tell you who got the best of Jey Uso. Yes. Devin. I felt like that character on SpongeBob when he saw SpongeBob and Patrick with those chocolates, and he was like, finally. Finally. I was like, look, man, Jey Uso, we're gonna give you 3 months. He won that title. We were you debunking this 3 months? Were you debunking the 3 months?
I said SummerSlam.
You said SummerSlam. And you know what? You know what? If you said SummerSlam, he couldn't even do that.
My whole thing is, I don't know. It depends on who they got Gunther lining up for at this King of the Ring. Because if it's, Goldberg or somebody, I guess I don't want to see Jey Uso have to get put through that. But I don't know. Like I said, in my perfect world, you already got Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank. He just won it 2 fresh days ago. He a bad guy. Jey Uso is a fan favorite. You could have just had him barely scathed by Gunther. And then all of a sudden, you got Bronson Reed on your side. You got Braun Breaker on your side. You got Paul Heyman ain't gonna do much. Come on. Like, you could have easily had him eat a spear, a tsunami cash in, and nobody would have thought anything of it because they would have been like, well, he got jacked up anyway. And it was a bad guy that did it to him.
And you know what? He got jacked up anyway.
Wait a second. I wasn't done. Then you could write him off, and we ain't got to think about him for a hot second. No offense to him, but it could just give him a reason to be gone for a minute. Because what he going to do now?
What is he going to do now? What he going to do now?
Stop.
What he going to do now?
I already knew he was going there, man. I was like, oh, dang, why did I see what he going to do now?
To be honest, man. Kofi title reign was longer than Jey. Devin, I had to do the research. I seen the text. I had to do the research. Kofi Kingston. World title reign. 180 days. It was a great 180 days.
I mean, but the thing is, he could have held it for 568 days. The way he lost it don't matter. Imagine if Roman lost to Cody at WrestleMania 40 in like 5 seconds.
But then we got Jey Uso.
He ain't lose. All right. Like
51 days. Kofi Kingston doubled that. Kofi Kingston was beating the brakes off of Daniel Bryan. And then he had to beat the brakes off of Dolph Ziggler. He was here to show the world, Devin.
Well, what you want me to do when they just put Logan Paul in front of this dude, then a tag match against Logan Paul once again, and then you go against Gunther, and then you lose? Like, I mean, what you want me to say? Because, see, they could have gave me my heel, Sammy, and Jey Uso run. I could have got 2 matches out of that. You see what I'm saying? You see the problem? Everybody always want to get one little match. We could have got heel Sammy at Backlash. They could have ran it back again at Money in the Bank. Then you could have get your little Logan Paul match at King of the Ring. And then we could have dropped it at SummerSlam. But no, that's a waste of time. It's a waste of time for Jey Uso. That's a waste of time. That's me building at least not making somebody look boo-boo. Look, granted, he came a long way from where he came from. I just don't think that's how that book should have been closed at that moment, or chapter. I ain't gonna close the book. I ain't like you. You might as well just turn your book in now, because you ain't gonna read it no more. You that type of person.
Yes, I'm that type of person. And I love to be that type of person. I love it.
See what I'm saying?
And that's the reason, because I felt like even throughout this whole thing, as soon as Jey beat Gunther, I was hot. You seen me? I was pissed. But even then, I was like, look, we give him 3 months. And then we seen him get announced that he was going to fight Logan Paul. And I was like, Devin, the writing's on the wall. I was like, Devin, his
Nigga,
first opponent.
The...
Remember, I was like, the first opponent this man is going to come out of the gate with is Logan Paul. Writing's on the wall.
Sammy.
Oh, I was like, ain't no competition. I was like, what are we going to get? I was like, this title reign is going to suck. And guess what he did after that? Lose. He lost because he's a bum. Okay, I'm done. He ain't a bum, but I had to just go through
the thing is, none of it makes sense because the only thing Gunther did was tap out Pat McAfee, and I guess that's all he needed to know to beat Jey Uso. That's the only thing he did differently. I mean, I don't know. I like I said, whatever they trying to lead up to with King of the Ring, however that fold out, maybe I'll shut up. But at this point, I just don't. There's another way you could have did that. I mean, literally, Jey Uso is a face. You could have done anything. You could have, had somebody come out with a steel chair. Roman could have came out and Superman punched him with something just to add some spice. Something.
Why? This is Jey Uso. We know what we getting with Jey Uso. He does not need he don't need an out. He don't need an escape. He don't need nothing. He just needs to lose. He lost. It is like you see,
but that's the thing. Did you hear yourself? You had a problem when he won, and then you don't mind he lose. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Because he should have lost.
All right,
because he should have lost.
See, if we had that logic, Liv Morgan would still not be where she at. With that logic you have, she would still be just. I don't know what she'd be doing. I fear the future she would have had if you was writing the story.
I fear the future she would have had. You got me like I'm missing, man. I want you to bark. Like
it's
just I'm just like
wait, this man he won the Rumble. I was mad, and then he won at WrestleMania, and it made me more mad. And then he lost the championship in front of his son, and I loved it. Like it's just like, dang,
he lost it in front of Jalen Brunson, man. He lost that title in front of Jalen Brunson. I can't believe this dude.
See,
shout out to Alex Alberto G. I'm not watching Queen of the Ring finals. I don't tolerate bodysuits. That's insane. I don't tolerate bodysuits. Look, they got some fire bodysuits, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got some fire bodysuits. They be wrestling in there high as hell.
Sometimes they get down.
Almost passed out. They get down. Damn. Jay lost it before Father's Day in front of his kid.
Oh, man. I ain't think about it like that, but why you say it like that? It just hurt even more.
In front of his kid, man. I can't believe this. He had his kid yeeting. He walked him down to the ring just to lose in front of him, man. I can't believe
this. That's his problem. I told you he should have.
He just like Mark Briscoe for real. That's all it is.
Dang.
My daughter gonna ask me, did I quit? Nah, I ain't quit. So I'm gonna fight you again so I can quit again. Like, bro, come on now. Like, what is the problem? Like, we didn't get a message the first time. Man, WWE had to wait till the end of AAPI month for Jay to lose. Look, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's rough.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it just came out. It was like an RKO to me, man. It's just like, I don't know. I was already skeptical. Like I said, they had the tag team match with John Cena, Logan Paul, and Cody, and all that crap, and Money in the Bank. So I'm already looking at that like they already got this match, a title match, just on the back burner for the Monday Night Raw afterwards. So that's why I thought something was gonna be set up afterwards. I'm like, you already got Seth Rollins. We know he, who he is. He'll sneak what do you say? He'll pull a heist. I don't see why he ain't pulling one last night. I frankly think he's stupid if you ask me. You got all these beefy men besides you, and you can't send out one of them to do something for you. You could have had Paul Heyman lay on him. Something. Seth Rollins could be a world heavyweight champion again right now.
Yes, but instead we have something that should have never changed in the first place.
Well, I don't know.
He should have lost. If
that's the case, John Cena should have been the one that tossed Jey Uso out of the Rumble so that he could have had his still main event. He the one that made event at WrestleMania. You see, you got me hollering and stuff.
Yep. We were there. We were at the Royal Rumble. I was hurt. No, I still got a video of me screaming, no.
See, I wasn't hurt. I just was shocked. I'm like, well, that's where they going. But once everything at the Elimination Chamber, You could have been better off if John Cena won the Rumble and Jay had to fight through the chamber to win to go against Gunther. At least he could have had some momentum building up going toward fighting Gunther instead of losing that Saturday night's main event beforehand. No, it's a lot of wrinkles in how they did that. That's me. So when you start ironing, obviously them wrinkles gonna still be in your stuff.
Nah, this was just forced. Like Jey Uso, he got love, man. He do got a whole lot of love, but man, all this love isn't gonna make you
Should have been Jimmy,
a dominant champion. You know, especially bro, they were questioning this man's ring skills on the build up to Mania. You know, and they expect that to change as soon as they put the title on him. Like, come on, let's stop it. Like, we can't just like I just can't. I just can't with Jey Uso. Well, I know a lot of people are really upset with this, and honestly, I'm happy that a lot of people are upset with this because, damn it, like I feel like the writing was on the wall from the beginning. And if y'all are really happy with this John Cena run and really unhappy with this John Cena run, I can't imagine how unhappy you were with this Jey Uso run.
I mean, like I said, in terms of Gunther winning it, I ain't upset at that. It's just the way we got there. That's all, and I just don't know what's next. Which, I mean, I guess that's a good thing. So, and if John Cena is, I'm not gonna complain because, granted, if he did win the championship at WrestleMania as John Cena, as just good guy John Cena, people still would have been having a problem because they would have been like, well, "It's the same thing we seen years ago. Well, we can't get nothing different. What do we get?" Like, I mean, literally, that's why I like it because exactly. I promise you, if he would have came out and just did the same John Cena crowd and went against the same people he went against back in the day, you know, Randy Orton, you know, he kicked his daddy in the head, yada yada. CM Punk, they just didn't like each other for a hot second. No, this is a lot better. It's because we ain't seen this before. And I mean, to me, it's hard because I just feel like John Cena's been so much of a good guy for so long that I really can't buy him as a bad guy like whatsoever. I'm like, man, you ain't really that tough. You ain't gonna bust a grape. You ain't gonna throw rice at a wedding. None of that.
Well, but then I mean, just moving over to the ties, you know, the ties being turned, we got something great out of this, you know, at the end with this whole John Cena thing. Jey Uso, you know, this has been great since Roman came back and choked out his brother in front of him. You know, I feel like this has been great ever since that has happened. What was that? Steel Cage or Hell in a Cell? I forgot the stipulation. It was one of the two. Steel Cage or Hell in a Cell. Where
it was Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, where he has to throw in the towel because his brother was getting choked. Oh no, Roman Reigns was crying too. Roman Reigns was crying, shedding tears.
Well, that's why he had them steel steps and stuff. Remember, he was finna.
Yeah, he was finna kill him.
The fatality.
Finna kill his family. And shout out to Alex Alberto G. Jey Hendry, Gunther is the father of one. I mean, talk about Father's Day, yeah, but still.
That's true. See, he wanted to be for Father's Day, so.
But Gunther already lost that Mania. Didn't have to explain to his kid. I lost that Mania.
You the windshield, and sometimes you the bug.
And sometimes you Obafemi. You know, it's just like it is what it is. Like you gotta try to take your.
Sometimes it's real glass.
Sometimes it's real glass. Jey Hendry, I agree. Jay should have been the champ to at least SummerSlam. I don't think that's like Devin said. Like I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm not saying what Devin is saying is bad. I was just saying I was never on board to begin with. So like the fact that it's just like
I didn't want to be on this train to begin with. So
yeah,
I'm not ashamed that it broke down.
So I was like, I'm always be negative. You know, I'm always be negative about it. Jey Hendry, because in my opinion,
I need to clip that.
Jey and Hendry don't have Jey and Gunther don't have good chemistry in the ring, and Roman beat Jey because he loves him.
See what he did for him.
What? Roman beat Jey because he loves him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I had to read that again.
What was Jey doing before Roman, you know, had to put the hands on him?
So you're saying the power to love is choking out your partner?
I'm not saying it's gonna work in every situation, but it worked in that situation. I'm not trying to say go home and start choking out your cousins and they gonna just start getting A's and, you know, just achieving all their dreams. But it worked in that situation. He choked out his cousin. It was like, hey, you see, I got my attitude together. Why don't you get yours together?
You know, this sounds like a Samoan thing. You know, this sounds like a Samoan. Maybe we need another Samoan to,
you know, different ways of life. You know, that's how they do.
Different folks.
Yeah. Like I said, you see what it did.
But you said that's what it did to who?
That's what it did for Jey Uso.
So a different Jey Uso. Oh my god.